we're going to be making our radial symmetry rose windows. Here's my example of one that's finished. And we're going to need some construction paper, glue, markers, and if you have scissors, and if you have it, a protractor that you can use to make a circle, or a lid or something that you can trace. First thing we're going to do is fold a square piece of paper. It has to be a square to work. Fold a square piece of paper in half, and then in half again. Now we have the middle point. I'm going to open it up, and we can see the middle is right there. Now if you're tracing a lid, you want to get this as centered as you possibly can. I'm going to use a protractor because I can adjust it. So here you see all of these measurements. I'm going to make mine, my paper is 3 inches from the side, from the middle to the outside. So I'm going to make mine 2.5 so that I still have space on the outside of my paper. I don't want to go all the way to the edge because then it will fall apart. So I put this in the middle, and then I rotate it to draw a circle. Again, if you're tracing this, it needs to be as much in the center as possible. Now you can see my line. So I'm going to fold it again so that my line is on the outside. I'm going to fold it like a taco, and I will have a triangle. Again, you can see my line on the outside there. I'm going to trace my line with a colored pencil so that you can see it better. You don't need to trace yours. Now, very important, I'm not going to cut in this area where there's the X. I'm going to cut, just like if you've ever cut a snowflake before, I'm going to cut only inside the circle. Now, if you've ever cut a snowflake, this will seem familiar. We're just going to cut out shapes from the snowflake, or from the center part of it. I'm going to work on this and come back. Alright, so here I have my pieces cut out. You can make this as detailed as you want. Remember, I only cut inside the circle part, not on this part with the X. Now when I unfold it, just like when you've made a snowflake before, I have a radial symmetry design. Let's brush these out of the way. It starts in the middle and grows out, and it is the same if you rotate it. Alright, this is going to be the outside of my rose window. And I'm now going to make the colorful stained glass part. I have some tissue paper. You can use a coffee filter or any other kind of translucent paper so you can see through it a little bit, is what translucent means. Then I'm going to glue this paper onto the back of my construction paper. Notice how it's a little bit smaller. I'm going to glue mine and come back. You can see where I put the glue. I just put glue on parts that are big enough. I don't have to get every little bit covered in glue, but I definitely want to get the outside and some of these inside parts that I possibly can. Alright, now I'm going to glue my tissue paper on top. Since I have all that glue on there, I kind of only get one try, so I want it to be as even as possible. I messed up, but that's okay. You can always get a new piece and try it again, or you can just smooth it down. Starting from the inside and smoothing out works better than starting from one side and moving, because just like our radial symmetry, it'll be the same on all sides. Now I'll turn it over, and you can see I have tissue paper in there. Then I'm just going to take some markers and draw. I want the center to be a circle. Yours is going to be any pattern you want. Then I want, because it's radial symmetry, all of my diamond shapes are going to be orange. They're the same, right? It's the same on all sides. And then you'll keep going until you have the whole thing Mine bled through, so you might want to put a piece of scrap paper underneath until you have the whole thing filled out. And then when you hold it up to the light, you'll be able to see the light through it, just like stained glass.